This is Kris Campbell, the owner and founder of Hale Hush, and she has a very interesting story about creating Hale Hush and where we've been and how we got till today. So why don't you share?
Thank you, Shauna, for the nice introduction. It is an interesting story. I do not have a background in skincare. I am a licensed esthetician, but knock on this table here, I have not touched anybody in 20 years since I did my state board facial.
That's why
I continue to go to education and hire wonderful people like Shauna and my other trainers to train on the products. But where I have a manufacturing background, a supply chain degree, I also have a minor in economics and entrepreneurship and a degree in merchandising. So sales, manufacturing, that was my background. And a little over 20 years ago, some friends said, why don't you open a supply store like we have in Phoenix? And I said, well, sounds like a great idea, but the hair contracts and stuff, everybody has those, Cosmoprof, all those things. And I said, well, there's nowhere to buy skincare. How do these spas? We have tons of spas in the Phoenix area. So I thought, well, gosh, I better learn a little bit about that and go back to some type of school. So I went to aesthetic school. It was the scariest thing because I didn't want to touch anybody. I could sell them products. I would talk through the facials and then take them out of the room and go sell them stuff off of our the shelves that we had at the school. By the time I got out of school, it wasn't the time in the economy to get into doing some things and putting the money into that. So I had some different job offers for director of sales or sales jobs with some of the big brands that were out there just because of my background. And I ended up going to work for an FDA lab in Arizona. And I helped when people created their own product lines. I helped take them overseas so that they get them into other countries, talked about manufacturing, talked about ingredients and things like that. And then another woman, if you guys are familiar in the industry, Murag Curran, I know you are, Shauna.
The queen.
She is the queen of oncology aesthetics. She actually wrote the books on it, wrote books on health challenge skin, has it trademarked. She started doing training. She left the lab. They created a line for her called Techniche. And eventually she's like, Kris, I do not want to sell. This is not my jam, as Shauna would say. And I said, so myself and some partners, I left the lab, we bought Techniche, and then I would be standing at the trade shows and people were like, that's that line for sick people. That's that line for cancer patients. We don't have those people here. And I'm like, yes, you do have those people in your treatment room, you're just not noticing that. And because I was doing primarily most of the work with my other partners, I bought them out 8 years ago and rebranded to Hale Hush because I saw that sensitive skin's on the rise. So that's really, we were seeing more and more of that, especially during COVID.
Yes.
Just the amount of people with sensitivities or sensitized skin. And that's really where our niche is. And I like being in that niche. I mean, my background having worked for a lab, I could go out and create a big product line with peels and all those things because I've worked with other brands that did that. But I don't want to do that. I like our niche. And I like how we're going now, this year, 2023, beyond sensitive skin.
Yes.
How can you use us on other clientele? And the nice thing is, we're not just dumbed down formulas that you buy at some of those department stores where they don't have any actives in them.
Right.
We've got retinaldehyde, we've got vitamin C, we have peptides, we have mandelic acid, lactic acid, but just in different types of formulations, so hopefully not to cause issues. We work really great with a lot of the other brands out there that we're usually somebody's second, third, or fourth brand.
Right.
We also work with a lot of the device manufacturers. We've created protocols. If you go on our website, we have tons of protocols. Dermaplaning, hydrodermabrasion, LED, all different kinds of things to show how we can work well with those devices and things that you have in your treatment room. So as we're growing, we're expanding classes, we're doing these things. And if you guys have ideas for classes that you want to hear out of us, let us know.
Please tell us.
Because I can put Shauna to work a little bit more than she already is. So
Of course.
come back to us and learn more whenever you guys want. Watch the reels that we have out there, look at our information, check out our Facebook group, all the things that we have available for you guys.
Yes, and if ever you hear of Kris Campbell speaking at a trade show, please take the class. The woman doesn't speak very much anymore. Every time I hear her, even on the phone, in the trade shows, in the booths, I learn something every single time she speaks. So don't miss out on those opportunities because they're very slim now.